Fire 716. It's your boy Day on the Dark Knight, and we are here a little late. My bad. We had some things going on that we had to fix up. But we here. It's Pop the Bubble. Presents the real.
We out here.
Haha.
It's outside. It's 63 degrees out. Sun shining. We out here.
Sun shining, dogs barking, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, the other voice that you hear, is your boy Knuckles.
Yeah. If you don't know, come on now.
Late.
Come on.
Talk to him.
Come on.
Talk to him.
Come on now.
Talk to these niggas. Haha.
Come on.
Anyway, it's the real. Our girl, our very sought after female companion, Lex, has been called to work. So,
Uncle
so
Sam asked for her services, and she's doing her due diligence. She out here finally paying some taxes. Give me a break. No, I'm playing. But yeah, she out working. She doing her thing.
Not out here stripping for
right. She's making honest money.
Honest money living. Now. So, with that being said, we need another girl co-host. So, if it's something you want to do, show up. We do this every Tuesday at 12.
Every Tuesday. Auditions will be happening this Wednesday. What's my address? No,
in the Ville. Anyway,
these are just jokes, but still come through though.
Play some spades or something. But
that's definitely a prerequisite. You gotta at least know how to play either dominoes or spades.
True.
In order to get this job.
True.
Now, if you do both, we recommend both. We prefer both, but not necessarily both. But definitely one.
I'm suing this place for $50,000. But I'll be out of court for $50. Anyway, so what's been up with you, Knuckles?
Man, the sun's out. So when the sun's out, I'm extremely productive. I like to be outside. Yeah, man. I got
Jesus a little bit.
Oh man. I've been, slipping, falling, and slowly getting back up.
Come on, slip, falling, getting up.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
That's why you need Jesus. That's why we all do. Because we ain't perfect, but he is.
Perfect
but,
sometimes.
Yeah, just focusing, getting this money up, trying to catch up on these bills and the little bit of debt that I'm up in, knock that out. And I got a graduation. My little sister graduating. So I got to drive to
Florida. Y'all hear graduation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, during Memorial Day weekend. So that's going to be
death.
Yeah, my dad kept saying, like, there was no flights. I'm like, bro, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Driving gonna be hell, like
right. What do you think the flight gonna be like? I'm not about to pay $800 to go see my sister. Like, FaceTime me for that. But I'm always down for a drive.
You about to FaceTime me anyway? How I was looking.
That's pretty much it. Just chilling, just trying to maintain and keep it pushing. How about yourself, man?
I'm busy. I'm busy being an uncle right now. As you hear in the background.
All right, set it on down.
So I really haven't done anything this week.
We had karaoke though.
Yeah, we had karaoke though. But like I haven't done anything that I kind of wanted to do because I kind of can't this week so far. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah,
all I can do is what all I can do is what I can do at this point. Whatever happens.
Slow down.
Right. My girl.
Slow it down.
Breathe. There you go. See, sometimes you gotta speak it into existence. My daughter got a recital today at like 6. And that's the only other thing that is necessarily on my to-do list, I guess, for the day. So that is where I'm at on Tuesday.
Shoot, I know we were talking about going to go to the movies because we only see movies on Tuesdays, half movie off day.
You know what I'm saying?
Off on everything.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm cheap.
I was like, dang, this ain't. It's gonna be pushing it because I already know Guardians is like at least 3 hours.
Oh yeah, it is.
And we would have been late for the show.
Right.
I mean, we already late, but we would have been
late. Show been over.
Right.
8 years ago.
All right, yeah. We're live.
Right. So
yeah, we're gonna have to plan that out for another
yeah,
time. We might have to pay full price on that one. Exactly.
Or we have to go even worse later in the day.
Yeah. Or even worse, wait for it to come out on Disney. Because see, Disney is the devil.
It's the devil. Okay, Disney is the devil.
They definitely trafficking children. How much
definitely trafficking children.
Done.
Anyway, today we are going to talk about. We're going to pop the bubble. We're going to talk a little bit, get a little deep on film today, and we're going to talk about Black representation in film since the Black Lives Matter movement. So we'll see y'all in a minute, and this has been Pop the Bubble commercials.
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
I'm Rachel Stewart Johnson, the author of Shackled That Had Me Bound, owner of Beautiful Boss LLC, an advocate for abuse victims. At Beautiful Boss is where we take beauty personally, where we empower people and encourage them to be the beautiful boss they were created to be. Join the conversation with me every Thursday at 1 p.m. on Fire 716 Radio.
TQ, I Am, the Queen I Am with Felicia Gaddis. Her story, her experience, her wisdom. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. at Fire 716 Radio. TQ I Am inspires, uplift, and transform. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
What up, what up, what up? This is your boy, Dan the Dark Knight, and this is Pop the Bubble. Ha 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 ha. Right. So, in this edition of Pop the Bubble, like I said before, we is going to talk about Black people in film and the things that has transpired because of so. So, first we're going to say, Black Lives Matter movement technically started 2013. We really, when, ooh, my leg.
That's around
when the police killed
Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
Well, no, that wasn't.
No, that was after.
That was a so-called Samaritan.
Right.
Who? Oh man, if I ever meet this dude, bro, I don't know. I'll be the one to go ahead and
put the bullet.
I got us. I'll go ahead and do the time. If I ever see Mr. Zimmerman at a table signing bags of Skittles, like it, man. When I saw that instantly, I was like, okay. He think he's safe.
He could die.
He think he's safe.
He could die today.
He think he's safe. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people. I have no problem. I'll do the time for us to further catapult us to success and victory.
Over these.
We need more warriors out here is what I'm saying, because
you heard the man. So first it was Trayvon, then it was Oscar Wilde, then it was
a Gardner.
Yeah, it was Gardner getting choked out by the police. And with all those things, Black people, we started blowing up a little bit more in movies. The Black Lives Matter movement kind of started, and it's where we are now. Couple movies came out pretty much almost right after some of these things happened. The Hate You Give.
Yeah, Barbershop 3.
Yeah. What's the one with Denzel's son in it? I forgot what it's called.
The Klansman?
Yeah, The Klansman came out, and
dang, that movie's been that long.
Been right, crazy, right?
Dang,
Been
that's
long
wild.
as dirt.
That's the first time I saw Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inception. These all movies. Tenet. Like these all movies that came out.
That's
you
a great
know,
movie.
around these times. Shoot, even in kids' movies and TV shows, Craig of the Creek and all that stuff that
the
kids watch
biggest
now.
impactful movie for us, I would definitely say it was Black Panther.
Yeah, and we gonna talk about Black Panther in its own vein.
That movie right there was just ridiculous.
Right. So, majority of the movies that you seen a lot of Black people in were art. Well, because art represents life. Even in movies, even in white Hollywood, after certain things happen, you can't fight the funk. Right? So you got movies like The Hate You Give, which is about Black people getting killed and trying to come together through this girl at her school.
Mm-hmm.
Really good movie. The Klansman, Black Klansman, a black dude in a very white police station, acts like he's a Klan, and they ended up roping in a whole bunch of Klansmen, get them under arrest.
Which, I'm sorry, like I watched the movie and hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
My thing is, after, like, I get the phone call aspect of it, put on the voice, blah blah blah. There was no further reasoning to keep talking once the guy, Adam Driver's character,
was already in there.
Now they know what he looks like,
right?
And he could have just took it over from there. But
true,
I don't know.
Well,
it was just weird.
Like based off a true event,
which
doesn't make it crazier.
Which is crazy,
right?
They needed that for that time being.
Needed that. So, and then we're gonna talk about one of the biggest movies that came out that time, Get Out.
Ooh, that was
right. So, Black representation in film, like we saying. So what I'm pretty much saying is that, especially at that time, most Black people were either in movies about Black people in a struggle, overachieving something, or in the case of Get Out, truths, Black truths in white spaces, which we can definitely get into that. So
yeah, I mean the representation that was there before, it's it's pretty much like how you got a hip hop artist or a rap artist that drops their first album. They literally just telling you their background, their life story, where they came up from and stuff like that. So it was obviously, of course, a bunch of hood flicks, stuff that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and then great artwork. But then once they saw, like, I feel like they got the talent aspect of it. I'm like, oh man, like there's a lot, we can't sleep on this. We'll get like stupid roles, we can only play like the hood characters only. We can only, we're stuck into this one little box,
right?
And it wasn't that much branching out. They only gave that to a couple actors, Will Smith and
for people that
Denzel
branch
Washington.
out.
Yeah, right. There wasn't that much branching out and doing stuff or being looked at as anything else other than someone from the hood struggling,
right? Unless he was in a film written by a Black person.
And then we didn't see that switch until more recently, where people got their stuff together, like the latest Candyman that came out.
Right. Well, Candyman always been Black though.
I'm talking about the representation as far as before the Candyman, every Black person in there, homeless on the streets, mothers on crack.
These one successful Black people.
Successful. They out here, old girl got offered to do some stuff in New York City. Like, yo, I need you to come over here and run the show over here. Like, things was moving. Things was moving. People was in real estate. Like, everybody had money in this joint. I'm like, and it's nice to finally see, like, we are successful. We're not all of us are just not all in the streets and struggling.
Right.
You know.
True. And yeah, that's right. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. You know, we definitely came a long way from being a gangster. But even now, we still get portrayed these roles, being a gangster, being a crackhead, being a robber, Samuel Jackson, and robbing Whack Arnold's. I mean, wait, McArnold's. Coming to America.
McDowell's.
You know, and I know black people, y'all gonna dog me out for it. It is what it is. Been a while since I've seen it. And then you know, Chris Rock being a crackhead. You know, and then being dirty cops like Ice-T, and
he wasn't dirty.
New Jack City.
He wasn't dirty.
He was.
He just broke the rules for justice.
He was giving drugs to a crackhead, so the crackhead would go and get information for him.
Nah, Pukio was already cleaned up. He got him off of crack and then put him back in an environment where there's a lot of crack. He just put him in there way too soon. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't a dirty cop. He just, if it meant
getting that
real justice,
he was gonna do
by
it
any means necessary. He gonna get it done.
All right, give you that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we got the people that branched off. You know, like you said, Will Smith, Denzel, who they became more. You know, Denzel was the Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman was the principal. Denzel. Malcolm X.
Well, and then that's the other thing too. Like, they didn't give Denzel an Oscar for like
a long time,
X,
right?
More Better Blues, you know, Ricochet or Man on Fire. Great roles that, you know, damn, this is some really good acting. They gave him the Oscar for what? Being a crooked cop,
right? Training Day.
Don't get me wrong, great film.
Great film. You know, he did great. He did great.
But he had way better roles that, you know, should have gotten him the.
I'm just saying, you know,
in Philadelphia when he played the lawyer representing Tom Hanks, and you know, Tom Hanks playing a gay character who got AIDS and his firm fired him. Like that movie is fantastic. Really good acting, really good eye opener for you. You would think you'll get something for that. Mm-hmm. But I guess back then, all it was, the nomination was everything.
Right, the nomination was everything.
It's not.
And then
that's that bull.
You know, and then, you know, Will Smith with his Bad Boys, him and Martin Lawrence being cops. He played a lot of cops. He's always playing a cop. Like Will Smith is always some kind of law officer of something.
Enemy of state,
anything. You know what I mean? Shoot, even people like Chris Tucker ended up becoming cops eventually. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then so we had a long stint of becoming cops, of being cops for a while.
Yeah.
But you know, we've definitely branched off of that, and now from either being somebody that enforces things on other people, especially our people, to and from being a crackhead or being something negative to being seen as positive things.
Right.
And then the boldness that came from it, like we're gonna talk about Get Out and how a film about a single black person going to a white space changed the whole dynamic on how even white people looked at black people and black people in black space. So we can do a quick 5 minutes about Get Out. I know that's not a lot of time. But
it's not, but I feel like, when somebody who is outside of our race comes into our space, one, we keep an eye on you because like whose man's is this? Like who they belong with? But we're the type of people that if you cool, we don't care.
Right.
You ain't starting no problems, we don't care. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Do your thing. Okay. And then, you know, we out here dancing, you start killing it. Yo, that's my man's right there. Like someone will pick you up, you now they man's.
All right.
Now we flip that to the other side. It's nails on a chalkboard. It's real cringy because
it's a scary thing now.
But it's always has been. And I liked how Get Out, you know, had, you know, their representation of it because there's always an alternative motive when it comes with to me, from my experience, when it comes to the fair skinned, it's there's always an alternative motive. You know, they try to capitalize on what we have, but by dang, I don't know how I could go ahead and put it.
Oh, I think I know you're talking about. Like they use us for our talent.
Yeah.
They use us for our talent. And then how Get Out put it so forcefully, they use you for your talent. And then when and if they can, they will take your spot to become like you.
Yeah. Because they see the wealth that we have, that we generate on all aspects, whether it's just life in general or just having
being athletic.
The physical stamina to be out and go ahead and do something.
Right. Because like even in Get Out, like he got chose because he was a photographer. He
had the eye.
He had the eyes, and that's all it was. This is as far as it took.
He had the eye.
This is as far as it took.
And bam.
That's all it was. And that's wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of it brought a lot of stereotypes and a lot of things, small things in there that we really got a lot of time to talk about because we doing this in a really broad strokes. But
I mean, I absolutely love the film.
If you ain't seen it out, you know what I'm saying.
It was a great film. Jordan Peele definitely did his thing. My boy Daniel, forget his last name, phenomenal actor. He's him and Lakeith. They just came to the scene and
blew up.
Listen, it's awesome seeing them
right
doing stuff.
You know, and then we get TV shows like Atlanta that hit a whole bunch of topics. You know what I mean? From being a rapper, from trying to be a good friend, from trying to follow your dreams while having to deal with the reality of what dreams are.
Right.
Just random stuff that people deal with all the time. You know what I mean?
And that's the biggest thing too when it comes to fair skinned. It's y'all have a option to backtrack. You have an option. There's a song with Jid and Earth Gang, and he says, quoting, "Everybody want to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga."
Right.
And like it's so true. Like everybody wants to be us until the heat that comes with being us.
Right. The pressure
that starts kicking in. Because at any given moment, you could be like, oh, well, I'm actually, 3/4 quarters of blah, blah, blah. And you go ahead and switch up, or you cool one moment and then the next moment you out here, doing some racist stuff. You have the luxury of turning off whenever you want to.
Right.
I can't turn off who I am at any given moment because I'm always seen as this. We never get a break.
Right.
That's right. I really don't rock with too many. Only just the extremely crazy, eccentric people that like
Bowie.
Right. Like, he don't care. He just likes stabbing people. So that's why I like him.
Used to it. Back on topic.
Right.
A film that I really wanted to things I really wanted to talk about. Black representation and Star Wars.
That's been nice.
Other than Mace Windu, it has came out the blue. You know what I'm saying?
Samuel L. Jackson hold him down for a minute.
But Samuel Jackson and before him was
damn. I know his name. Billy D. Williams.
Right. I was gonna let you struggle with that for a while.
Yeah. I see the hair and everything.
And Billy D, you know what I'm saying? And then just in the last couple years, 13, 14 black people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a commercial. Should be okay.
I know.
It's a commercial. Should be
That's
good.
how we felt too.
All the time. You know what I mean? These commercials are long. No, they not. It was 30 seconds. And then and I want to talk about Disney and black representation. And though they've been cool and we've been accepting and stuff, I recently seen a video, and I usually will never quote this person because, well, lately this person, but he was actually speaking facts in this one. Okay, so Kanye.
I was wondering, like, who you talking about?
So Kanye was in an interview. He was talking about Disney. He was telling, like, how the film industry, how film industry, white culture and all that have been slowly but surely changing the changing the changing perspective on things. To be so then black people forget that you don't teach your kids about it because it's not on your mind. He brought up like Black Panther and stuff like that because he was like, his dad was a Black Panther. He said now when you search up Black Panther, all you get is this superhero created by these white people. Mind you, the reason why they created it was a very positive reason.
Yeah.
The things that he does in the comic books are very pro-black things.
Right.
You know what I mean? He spent, a whole joint and killed like 50 Klansmen. That's pretty cool to me. You know what I mean? Just anyway, you know what I mean? But I get where he was coming from.
Right.
Because a lot of things that, that had different meanings for us, we don't see them in that same vein. And a big proprietor that is Disney. Disney is changing the narrative on a lot of things that we deemed as history.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because people don't read anymore.
Black Panther being one of those things. You know what I mean? And then like he also said, so then, when February come around, all we talk about is slavery. You know what I mean? Which that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
That's not new. So all they do is talk to your kids about slavery. You know what I mean? They don't talk to your kid. And he was like, Harriet Tubman, when you look it up, you just see the movie. But they don't talk about, Harriet Tubman and her running through the thing, Harriet Tubman falling asleep, Harriet Tubman, how many people she brought over to Canada, you know what I mean, into the North, and how she went to Canada. I was like, yeah, I'm never going back to that place. The place is terrible. You know what I'm saying? And how, like I said, the perspective is changing on a lot of things. When we search for stuff now we get the newer version of those things.
Yeah.
Instead of the history of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it hasn't been about, so we are allowing our history to be painted over by film. Now there's a lot, like we said earlier, there's a lot of positive Black film stuff happening.
Right.
Black people are making their own films. You know what I mean? And they are blowing up like Black Panther. You know what I mean? It's not a bad film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The things that's even happening in the film, very positive things. The character, a very positive thing, but we are forgetting why.
Right.
You know what I mean? The whole thing with Black Panther was created because of the Black Panthers. So who are those people? Well, shoot, these are the people that was, they was walking kids to school. They was giving out free lunches, starting a free lunch program before the government came, shut it down, and then they started their own.
I mean,
and things like that. You know what I mean? That's why I give it up for, like, once again, going back to Black movies, like Judas and the Black Messiah.
I was just about to
you know what I mean?
up.
Because
like,
it bring up
why that push for that movie coming out,
right?
Because of
because of all that, because it brought back to the forefront, that one, Black Panthers, they weren't bad people, they weren't negative people. That's one. Two, the Black Panthers were helpful in the community. Three, the government used our people against ourselves. And then four, how the government pretty much killed most of the Black Panthers.
See, that's why I don't like people who, one, afraid to lose it. Whatever they have, they're afraid to lose it. And anybody that's all about a bag. Because at any given moment, your loyalty will switch based on the dollar amount or based on what so much time you're gonna be offered. I don't like that switching up. You gonna do it. You gonna do it. You not. You
Right.
not.
See, this is my thing. Side note from the film stuff for a second. When it comes to leadership, I feel that our leaders can't be people that are paid.
No.
Our leaders. I wish the Black Caucus worked how I would want Black leaders to work.
Yeah.
Not saying that they all are bought off or anything like that, but I wish that I could see, I guess if I could see them if I could see them arguing stuff down, if I could see them, doing whatever they can for the 2 years or 4 years or whatever years they are in that space, to push as many things as they possibly can push.
Yeah.
And that every time something don't get pushed is brought up, like, hey, this is what we try to do here.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want us to do it. So we try to do this. They didn't want us to do this.
The same thing how the presidency is. Your whole term you get 400,000. And that's it.
I just want to see it. And I think that's been my issue. I think there's a lot of Black people issue with government is that they don't see you fighting. Mm-hmm. They don't see people fighting for it. You can tell me usually you hear about it every once in a while, but you like if it's a big deal. But I think as a people, we really want people that put themselves in a space to be a leader, mm-hmm. to do such a thing, and to see them doing such a thing without any fear about it. You know what I mean? Because MLK wasn't getting paid to make no speeches.
He sure wasn't.
James Baldwin wasn't getting paid to talk to nobody. He got paid by writing books. You know what I mean? He had a job still.
Same thing with Fred Hampton, man. He wasn't.
And I think we definitely shied away from being.
I mean, you saw how he was living.
Right. Being right. Like I said, we shied away from being overly protective of our leaders and helping and providing for our leaders.
Yeah.
But that is another segment. It's another thing. But
this tree got branches on it.
Right. And talk to him about it. All right. But Black people in film.
Great film.
Talk to him about it because I got to go and deal with it.
Great film is Queen and Slim. Came out in 2018, I want to say it was. May have been 2019. All I know is I was tight because one, it was only in theaters for 2 weeks. And it was a fantastic film. It was beautiful. It was an amazing love story. Granted, the circumstances that went about it, how they end up coming together and how they end up being stuck together was messed up. But once again, that's something that we can't shy away from because of who we are, because of what we are, the smoke and the heat that comes with us, the pressure that comes with us. We trying to live and have a normal time and go out on a date, but we always get interrupted by outside forces that are literally just trying to kill us by any means necessary. And just seeing them, their love that just starts to blossom and grows in this time, even though, the heat's on them, death is around the corner from them, that like I said, we face that every single day.
Right.
That doesn't stop us from loving, caring, having compassion, and just being genuine and just living in the moment. Because we really, for us, we don't have the luxury of, let's plan a trip 6 months down the road. I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months. I'm not trying to speak that into existence or anything like that, but I have a lot of opposition against me.
Right.
We all have that. So it's like, shoot, I'm trying to get through the day.
Right.
You always hear people talk about that. Mm-hmm. What you doing next week?
I'm trying to do something today. Right. What you trying to do today? But on a more positive note, I know we've been saying a lot of random negative things, but I want to talk about a movie not only written by a Black person, not only starring Black people, but also produced by a Black person, one of my favorite Black people.
I was just talking about Queen and Slim.
The Photograph
That was a great movie as well.
Great movie, produced by Robert Glasper. If you don't know him, late again to your life.
That was also a great movie.
But what I'm saying is the representation, because we don't get a lot of black love stories without some kind of negative connotation to them.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry got light skinned people and dark skinned people fighting against each other. You know what I mean? And a black woman is always something crazy bad is always happening to her, and then she meets some Mr. Right Knight Prince Charming.
The biggest thing,
and that I like the photograph because it's two people equal coming together and going through a journey of falling in love.
Truly though, but truthfully, the movie's about the mama. Well, it's about the mother and her life, how she got to where she was before they start focusing on Issa, as y'all say. So I swear it's Isa, but anyways,
I'm not dealing with you.
Before it starts to get to Issa's and Lakeith's characters, it's more focused on her mother's relationship and getting her notes and how she was, how her upbringing, why she is the person that she is, everything that she went through and stuff like that. And it was I gotta go get that movie. It was so beautiful. But the biggest thing that I got from it, because she was sitting there talking to her dad, and she's like, why couldn't she just sit there and just tell me the stuff? And it was like, well, this is the only way that she could go ahead and do it. Maybe she tried to sit there and save you the heartache of watching her being sick or watching her go through all this stuff. But also you need to realize that as much I understand that you're mad at her for stuff like that, but you also need to understand that she just wasn't your mother. She was a woman who had flaws. She wasn't perfect. She did the best she could. And I love that they highlighted that, because that's the biggest thing, especially when it comes to our parents and stuff like that. I can't be upset at my mom because she didn't do this for me in 96. I don't know what the heck was going on in 96. I don't know what was up.
Right. I was a child.
Right. I was a child. I didn't know, the pain and the heartache that she was going through and stuff like that. I didn't know that, she only worked one job or 3 jobs. And, now I'm pissed off because she ain't at my, baseball game or my swim meet or whatever the case may be. But she had to sit there and do backbreaking work to get things done. I can't get upset at that. And I got to also understand, too, that my mom having me, she's still a child. She's growing up just as much as I'm growing up. I can't fault her for that. Now she in her 50s, woman.
Get your life together.
Right. But that's it. I can't do that when she's that young.
Right.
Because she's learning it just as we are learning it. So,
right.
It's a learning process. We're all going through it.
Right.
Ah, man, such a great film.
Such a great film.
Beautiful movie. Love it.
And then Beale Street Could Talk, but that is a James Baldwin book.
Yeah.
About a black man that's wrongfully accused and his woman staying true to him until he get out. That's a beautiful movie. I know, what was it? A black man got incarcerated and he went to jail. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. I was like, but that's not what was beautiful about the movie. The beautiful thing about the movie was that the 2 people in a relationship stuck with them being in a relationship. And she was pregnant, you know what I mean? Had to have, a baby by herself and everything, but how the love between Fonnie and I forgot her name. But the love between them, it never, even though it shook, it never broke.
Yeah.
And that's not something that we teach a lot anymore. Even when Fences came out, that movie crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I took from the movie was that, and what the movie was to portray was that the changing of times and how difficult it is for some people. You know what I mean? So ever since I seen that movie, I really opened my eyes about how people deal with things over a specific time.
Right.
So how boomers and Generation Z and all that, how different things are for each of us.
Yeah.
And how the changing in time is really hard for people.
Right.
So like, good stuff. Love it.
Oh, another great movie, A Journal for Jordan. Oh man, that film right there, that itself right there is also another beautiful love story. But it's about this lady. You know, she on the fence with her man, or she just got done breaking up. She's staying single. Her parents always trying to get her to date, find a nice man, blah blah blah. Her father is an army guy. He's a retired army man, and the guy who he ended up training was Michael B. Jordan. He ended up, coming to the house to show his respect, on his retirement, out of this, out of that. That's how them two end up meeting. They get together, and this is right around the time where um 9/11 happened, and we blamed it on another country, but whatever. Um Him going into, that war and stuff like that, just finding that love right then and there. They took it slow. It wasn't being fast or anything. They respected each other's boundaries, no matter how bad one or the other, or even at times both wanted it. They still respect one another. They still held themselves, each other, at a very high standard, and wouldn't compromise until they were both 100% sure and ready to make that next step forward. And then, if you haven't seen the movie by now, I really don't care about
It's your
spoilers,
fault.
but he ends up getting killed in combat, and before he died, his lady got him a journal, and he was like, "What am I supposed to write this? Like, it's for your son. Tell him everything that you wish you would have had growing up. Tell him everything that you wish your father would have said to you. Tell him whatever the case may be." So he's writing all this stuff to his son, and it came to a point where, like, the son, he's in his teenage years now. He's getting into a fight because he's light skinned, so everybody's calling him like a wigger and stuff like that. So he gets into a fight, blah blah blah. So she grabs the book and gives it to him. It's like, read this page, and it talks about him. It's his dad writing to him like, "You are black. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. This is exactly what you are, and it's okay to have your pride in that. That's just who you are. This is who you come from. This is where you come from." And then he's like, "Oh, who wrote this?" It's like, your father wrote this. The whole book is dedicated to you. I was just waiting for the right time to go ahead and give it to you. Especially that teenage year is very critical for a son,
black man's growth,
to have his father, even a woman, even a daughter, to have her father in their life, because they need that correction, that guidance, that strength that you could only provide. Because at that age, your son's going to become whoever their father is, and their daughters is going to look out for a man whoever their father is. And if the father is absent, they're going to be looking everywhere.
right?
So, but beautiful movie, beautiful love movie. I recommend you go see it. It's on Amazon Prime.
Movie about a black man being a father even when he didn't get a chance to be.
Yeah.
And that's
awesome.
Beautiful thing.
Awesome.
What I'm trying to get when talking about this is that there's been a lot of positive things come out of it.
Yeah.
There's been some negative things, and some things that we as a people have forgotten.
Yeah.
I want to see more. I want to see more. I will never get enough of it. I want to see more. I'll never get enough of it. I would like to show us in our transitional phase, but in our greatness.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, slavery wasn't all we had. You know what I mean? At one point, we got kings and queens in another country. You know what I'm saying? Woman king, all that. Like we got other history, positive history. Before we came over here, got positive history being over here, and then we're the most experienced people on this continent. We've done the most things, went through the most things. I find it very weird when people say a black person can't do this or a black person can't play that.
Right.
The only thing a black person can't do is be in a scary movie and be stupid. That's the only thing I can see. You know what I mean? That's all I know. You know what I mean? But we can be everything else because we've been through everything else.
Right.
So Hollywood, regardless if you watch this or not, black people, black writers, I know it's a writing strike out right now. But shoot, in times like this is when you put stuff out for yourself.
Right.
And as a collective of people.
And that's the thing that upsets me is that collectively as a people, we don't come together. We don't come together and like Tyler Perry just how many acres? A lot. Man has his own studio out right now. Why aren't other writers, other directors, other producers
doing the same thing?
Everything just come together and like, okay, my man's got the location. I got the bread. You know, it's like the whole how we come together for the barbecue. Okay, so and so got the chips, so and so got the sodas, somebody got the hot dogs, the ribs. You know, everybody come together and then we all eat, have a good time. We prosper in that. Someone comes up with a Bluetooth speaker. Someone comes through with the Donald's. Man, I was just talking about some bones. Like, man, like let's come together and do this because one, we already know our worth. We spent, I haven't got the latest number yet, but 2 years ago, our spending money, the money that we actually literally spent and wasted was $2.3 trillion. If we took that money and became our own country, we would have been the 8th richest country in the world. That's just, that ain't talking about earning, that's us spending. Why are we spending this and using it to better ourselves, to get ourselves up?
It's because everybody got their own objectives. Everybody
has their own objectives and the narrative, the picture that's being painted.
Right.
Because once again, people ain't gonna read because it ain't cool right now. But I'll watch a movie, I'll watch a show. But who's making these shows? Who's making these movies?
And that's what I'm saying. You know, it's a time right now to all those passion projects that you put on the side because you know ain't nobody gonna finance it. Hey, it's a writer's strike right now, man. Go ahead and put it out because they can't put nothing else out. And I bet you they need something, no?
Well, I know I definitely know they need something because the stuff that they've been putting out, yes, extremely trash. Y'all recycle everything. Oh, what have we done yet in a long time? Oh, I know. Let's remake Police Academy. For why? It's already a classic. Stop touching stuff that's already there. What they just remake not too long ago, or they're making a remake of. All I know that.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm trying to think because I think I just seen a commercial of it.
Yeah, it's something that's about to drop out now, but it's 100% a remake and it's trash.
Other than Little Mermaid.
It's garbage.
Disney, we're gonna talk about that.
Stop touching.
We're gonna talk about Little Mermaid.
That's how I knew.
That's how I know
ain't no creative thinkers right now. Ain't no creative writing being done. Cause y'all literally putting out basura. Straight trash. And it's annoying. It's frustrating to see because I know for a fact that there's people out there with mad gems just sitting in their pockets. Just waiting. That's why I'm like, we just need to stop. We need to stop depending on everybody else. So, I need to wait to, Netflix hit me up so I could go ahead and get this shot. No, be your own thing. Be independent.
You know.
Like my point exactly, girl.
You like my boy. You like my boy Robert Townsend. Do something different.
Exactly.
I don't know. But even then, that was a time of black exploitation film. That was a whole different time of film where black people, they was making their own films because nobody would make their films. You know what I mean? And then some of them was bad, but that was
more on a comedy aspect of it.
Well, with him anyway. But just the era of it all being, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of it was whatever it was. Yeah. You know what I mean? But shoot, we done moved past that now. Jamie Foxx done been a cowboy, you know what I'm saying? After Sydney did it, you know, it's different.
I mean, first off,
it's different out here.
We were cowboys way before
all of that. But I'm not.
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to get into all that deepness. Okay, I wasn't trying to get into all the history.
I'll pull it out in black and white.
We know. So
I got the books.
So that's the show, y'all. I hope this conversation reels y'all in. Regardless if you've seen it when it's show, regardless if you see it later, you know what I mean? Drop the comments, like, share, you know what I mean? We're gonna turn this over by talking about whatever we are listening to as we usually do.
I understand that the hook you think it's gonna hurt. It's not. Eat the worm. The early bird gets the worm. Don't be late to this, all right?
Gotcha.
We can't hold the train for everybody or forever.
So
that's all I'm saying.
I just started my Discover Weekly today.
I haven't listened to my Discover Weekly in like 3 weeks.
I just started it today.
I feel horrible.
Bussin'. Whole lot of jazz.
Yeah.
Whole lot of jazz. So far. So far as a lot of jazz. Randomly, an Asher Rue song with Tyler Kweli on it. I was like, oh, see where this is going. You know what I mean? So like,
okay.
You know, still discovering new stuff. This summer is definitely gonna be this summer is definitely gonna be a jazz spring and summer for me.
Listen,
I probably will not, unless like people I really like drop albums, unless like, you know, Lupe, Kendrick, Cole, Run DMC.
I don't
Busta Rhymes, Rakim,
I
Karis.
I don't see anybody dropping anything
fire over the summer. That's not a dance thing. You know what I mean? Big Sean, anybody like stuff that's just really for spitting and spitters. You know, Jid already did, so I know he ain't dropping nothing this summer.
If anything, you probably get a single here or there.
You know, but like unless somebody really drops something that need to get listened to, I am probably sticking to jazz. You know, Robert Glasper, my guy. You know, talk to me, nigga. So that's what I've been listening to. Johnny, what you been listening to?
I mean, because the sun is out shining, I made a good clean-ish R&B playlist for when I'm riding around doing my Ubers.
Right around getting it.
Yeah, because, you know, I don't know, the sun's out, you know, I just want a like nice good vibe, you know, something you could just, you know, slightly bop to, you know, just chill and make the day go a little bit smoother, you know. I always start my mornings with some jazz and definitely the nighttime with some jazz, because especially picking up drunk folks, it works wonders. They talk they trash for like 2 minutes. Next thing you know, they just drooling the whole time. And then it's like, I got to yo, we here, bro. Oh, appreciate it, man. Thank you. You know, so that's pretty much just it. Oh, I've been listening to a lot of reggaeton too lately. Seeing what they got out now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these light skinned ones, man, they don't be bringing hits like, you know, like how my dark skinned brothers was in the 99 and the 2000s. Like Ma and Theo Calderón, like they had straight heat fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's summer coming. So
these new ones out here.
The Afro beat coming back is gonna be crazy. Man. Can't wait.
I know I had to cut my hair. I'm gonna get my curls back up. You know, it'll be in time for
get all the way Hispanic on them.
See. I said that one in Spanish.
See. But like, this has been Pop the Bubble. This has been a real, like I say every show of this conversation, real Jen. You know what I'm saying? We casting it every day, every Tuesday. Next week, we are supposed to have a guest.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. I gotta contact her this week. We're gonna see how it go. Get excited. Get excited. Because this the ish that you want it. Talking about some wild stuff when she come, hopefully. If not, you gonna get something else from us, which you gonna love anyway, because we the bomb. Oh, so
I was saying, you talking to me or them?
So, oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Ain't no camera right there. Camera's right there. Anyway, you
talking to me or them?
You know, the camera over here.
I'm like, she's coming through. I'm like,
this has been Pop the Bubble. It's been a real. My bad. I've been talking to nobody, my studio audience over here, and there's no one over there. You're over here.
Yeah, I felt the energy.
You felt the energy though.
Yeah, I felt.
Love it. Peace. See ya next week.
That was like, hold up, hey.